Well, the nurse involved is Jennifer Melle, and I'm pleased to say that she joins me on the end of the line now. Thank you so much for coming on. May I call you Jennifer, or do you prefer Miss Melle? How should we proceed?
It's Jennifer, please. Good morning.
Jennifer, good to have you on. Can I take you back to that day then when you were asked to provide treatment for the patient, and just walk us through what happened next?
Yes, what happened was, a patient was admitted, and it came from a male prison. So it was being looked after by another nurse on that night. I was the nurse in charge. So at this point, the nurse just came over for help, really very shaken and very, very distressed and complaining about the patient, wanting to self-discharge. Is getting very outraged, pacing up and down the corridors. And I said, okay, I'll come and help, because she was, a new nurse in the ward. So, so luckily enough, she had already blipped the doctor, and this patient was under urology. So I said, okay, I will come and help. So when I spoke to the doctor, the patient overheard me calling him Mr.
Right.
And that's how I became very outraged and began to call me the N-word, saying I'm not a man, I'm a woman.
Yes.
And really launching.
And how did you react to that? And let's call the patient. Let's call him Nick Ferrari, okay? Because then we're completely safe. Was Nick Ferrari aggressive towards you in the cubicle? And how many other staff were there present with you?
He appeared very, very aggressive. We were about 4 staff, the 2 healthcare assistants and 2 nurses on the night shift.
And what was
but the healthcare assistant was, yeah.
What was the medical procedure you were trying to give to Mr. Ferrari?
He was under urology in a sense that he had other, male issues to sort out. Yeah.
I see. Would he have been in a degree of pain?
I would. I wouldn't think so. If someone would like to self-discharge, right. I presume. He hears you. He hears you call him using my name here. He hears you calling Mr. Sorry, she hears you calling him Mr. Ferrari. What happens next, Jennifer? He launched. He began to shout the N-word multiple times, saying, "I'm not a woman. I'm not a man. I'm a woman."
What happened next? Did you then report to your line manager? What did you do next, Jennifer?
Yeah, I politely explained to him, I'm more prepared to call you by your name, but I can't refer to you as a
woman.
A woman, because against my faith. And he was very outrageous, began getting out and launching at me and being withheld by the, just restrained by the prison guards, because he was all chained up in hand and foot.
Oh, he was chained up? He was in handcuffs, was he?
He was on handcuffs, both hand and foot, yeah. So he was just, restrained by the guards.
Okay. So, okay. What is it in your faith that wouldn't allow you to address her as a woman?
According to Genesis 1:27, God created them male and female. And for me, it's against my belief, and to go against the word of God for me to refer to a man as a woman is against also my conscience, being that he's under urology and a man for that matter. And with a medical, his medical reports says this is Mr. So and so, and in a male prison, he's a man 6 foot tall.
Right.
Yes.
And his medical records has him down as a Mr., does it? Mr. Nick,
yes.
Right. So the medical records, he's been taken from a male prison. His name on your file or the admittance sheet is Mr. Nick Ferrari or whatever it was, and you're attending to an area of his body in the urology department. So
yes.
I think we know exactly what we've got. Yeah, okay. What happened to you next, Jennifer?
What happened eventually, when I spoke to him, and I said that if you carry on like this, we'll call in security and they'll take you out of the hospital. So he decided to stay, which we did. In the end, we had quite a pleasant night afterwards. He also asked for pain relief if he did offer after that, and it was just so surprising. I was shocked when I received a phone call that a patient complained of me misgendering.
And how long after the incident was it that the phone call came in, Jennifer?
It was just when I was on my way back home.
Oh, that night. That night you got the phone call.
Yeah.
And what happened next? Were you suspended?
What happened next is that I was called into writing a statement straight away, and they told me immediately I would be redeployed to a different department, and I would be going on disciplinary actions.
Now, this was in May, is that right?
The incident occurred on the 22nd of May, 2024.
May of last year?
Yeah.
So have you been working in, have you been working in other parts of the hospital since May last year?
Since when I got redeployed in a different department, I was there for a couple of weeks, and then I was then put through multiple disciplinary actions, in a sense that trying to ask me or persuade me that if an incident occurred like this, would you still refuse to refer to any patient with their preferred pronouns? Mm-hmm. So, and I said, I would stand by my belief and my faith, but I'm more prepared to go by their name at that point. Yes. Then they said, okay, we shall refer you to the nursing board because you're not, you're not respecting, the values, and you're breaching the NMC code of conduct.
But what about them respecting your religious beliefs, Jennifer? Surely that's equally important, isn't it?
Well, that was just waved under the carpet. They didn't really think about the trauma I went through, the stress that I had to endure.
I mean, you were almost the victim of a physical assault. You were called the N-word multiple times. How distressing did you find that?
I was very distraught, and I felt let down, disappointed by the trust that, the management that are meant to support me. I was marched in to go, under disciplinary, referred to the nursing board where I was redeployed. They also tried to punish me by replacing my post with another nurse there, leaving me in a limbo, trying to tell me that now you have to look for somewhere else. Then I had to go off stress because they had already replaced me with another nurse in where I was redeployed because I was off sick because of workplace, stress that I was undergoing, and wanting me to go back where the incident had occurred. Everybody's against me.
And so you're still suspended. You're not being paid at the moment, are you?
I am being paid, yeah.
You are on full
suspended with pay, yeah.
Suspended with pay. What support have you had? Are you a member of the RCN, Royal College of Nursing?
Yes.
What support have they offered you?
At RCN totally let me down. I tried to get hold of them multiple times, send them emails, sending my statement. In fact, I wept on the phone when I spoke to one of the teams, and they said, we are sorry, you're taking your cases on leave. And I kept on, asking them for someone who come in and reply and say, okay, someone has gone on leave again. So it was that stress until a colleague of mine said, why don't you get through to Christian Concerns? Because I was paranoid, scared what is going to happen next.
Jennifer, how many years have you been a nurse?
12 years. I qualified in 2013.
And have there been any other incidents with your employment record where you've had to be referred to a manager, or you've been what's called written up, or anything such as that?
No, I've not had any incident, anything that I've put me through disciplinary.
I have to go to the news in a minute, and we're a bit late anyway, but what do you hope happens, Jennifer, next?
What I'm praying and hoping that, they would oblige to the Supreme Court ruling that has taken place and take me back to work.
You want to go back to that hospital?
Well, I don't necessarily, but I want to be...
You want to be able to be a nurse? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay. Do you have a sense of when we might hear the independent inquiry or the hospital inquiry will finally come back with a view?
We have a meeting on the 9th next week.
Okay.
So that's their final decision.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Perhaps you'd be so kind as to tell us how you get on the 9th, because I do think that your religious convictions should be taken into account, particularly also as you were a victim almost of a physical assault and certainly of racial slurs. But I'm very grateful for your time. Jennifer, thank you. I hope it goes well for you next week. Jennifer Melle. I need to tell you, it makes us later to the news, I apologise, but a spokesman for Epsom and St Helier University Hospital's NHS Trust told LBC. We expect all members of staff to follow professional standards such as the Nursing and Midwifery Council's Code of Conduct. This includes maintaining confidentiality for any patients in their care at all times. There is no excuse for racially abusing our staff, and we're sorry that Miss Melle had this experience. As our internal proceedings are still ongoing, it wouldn't be right for us to comment further. And the Royal College of Nursing had been contacted for comment.